Hi there, good people of YouTube. My name is Ibrahim and I'm from Egypt, and today I will be reacting to I'm an incel. Ask me anything. Here we go.
If you could summarize your opinion towards women.
Like what I think of them?
Yes.
I do think they are very important, but
Short, involuntary, celibate. Incel is a member. What is this? 1 second. An incel is a member of an online subculture that centers around not being sexually active despite desiring to be. Okay.
Some topics are hard to approach.
More and more male hatred against women is rising up.
you might call this a new phenomenon.
Either the subjects are inaccessible or people are uncomfortable discussing them.
You're an ugly guy. You better get a good job and make some money, because nobody's gonna want to talk to you.
Girls, I will destroy you.
True. Nah, not true, not true.
So we found those subjects in person, rented a space in Hollywood, and invited our audience and any strangers walking by to come inside and ask them anything.
Here we go.
Okay. Hey, I'm Brendio. I also go by Derek. I'm an
Hello,
incel,
Derek.
and I'm here to answer people's questions about the topic.
Okay.
I can start. Hi, how are you?
Hi, I'm good.
So you're an incel.
Yes.
Why would you ever sign up to do this?
I suppose I would want to give more of a positive light on this community, which is a very negative light upon it.
Okay. And do you think that's a good thing?
Yes.
Like, just a disclaimer, guys. Like, I just knew about this incel thing, just really new. So, pardon me if I miss anything out.
Because a lot of the boys in this community aren't bad people.
But you acknowledge that a good handful of them are, right?
Not a good handful, I'd say a small handful.
Who hurt you, or what happened? What event sort of catalyzed this way of thinking and you getting into this kind of research?
Society.
Do you hate women?
No.
No.
Nobody
Do you
hates
have a
women.
female
What do you
role
mean,
model
do
in
you
your life?
hate women?
A female role model.
Yeah, like a mom or an aunt or a friend.
I mean, I love my mom. I wouldn't necessarily consider her a role model, but I do love her quite a bit.
If a woman was elected as president of the United States, how would you react?
I don't know. It probably would depend on the woman. I probably wouldn't be supportive of it, honestly, but
Why do you say that, if you don't mind me asking?
I do think that, men should be the leaders and women should be the caregivers and the loving, supporting, and the teachers. I mean,
Okay, I think actually the relation between women and men is a complementary rather than this equal this. It's like they complete each other. Wow, I said each other like, wow, I said it again. Okay, whatever. So they complete each other in an extremely fine details. So some things are meant for women and some others are meant just for men.
cases.
Since women of color or just women in general have been oppressed by certain systems and other oppressed communities, especially the LGBTQ+, all those don't really fit with the spectrum that incels or you have been talking about. So why do you think your method of thought would help fix what we have today?
I probably wouldn't view the things that you might view as oppression as oppression. I have a feeling. I would view it more as how we treat children that we love. We control them, but we control them lovingly, not as a slave, not as we're forcing them to do things against their will. I would view it more as a loving domestic thing in the past. And I would say that if we were to do it in a civilized way, maybe in a more, even a Christian way, even though I'm not really advocating for a certain religion or ideology, I would assume that women would probably be happier. And I wouldn't just assume that blindly, I would assume that based on the data that I have seen.
What data have you seen that has brought you to this conclusion? Because I'm now curious where I can get this data from.
I couldn't reference it offhand, but I believe there was a study that
Dude, don't ever, please don't ever say any type of data if you can reference it. Like your whole argument falls when you say like, oh, I don't have it right now. It's just pointless.
remember the name of it off the top of my head.
Okay. What do you think it is about liberal areas that create behavior in women that you think is a problem?
Promiscuity leads to increased standards in.
I need to Google promiscuity to know what this is. Having or characterized by sexual relationship. Oh, illustrating or applying the answer. It doesn't really matter anymore. Let's continue.
More primitive aspects such as looks, and that typically makes it harder for some people to find a relationship, including sometimes good-looking people. Like, there's guys who are much better looking than I am who are having a really hard time finding someone in a place like LA or in London or in Auckland, New Zealand, but they probably would have a perfectly fine time finding a woman somewhere else.
So you think that promiscuity is the problem, and if people were more monogamous and more withholding, that would sort of fix society?
Yeah, I suppose people were more traditionalists.
There have been a few mass shootings in the past where...
Okay, so now I understood what he's talking about. So he's talking about how a man can struggle in an area, but just by looks, it will make him have more relationships with women, which I kind of agree with, but I don't know. I don't know what's his point in this. Whatever.
These shooters actually stated that they were incels or were radicalized by online incels. What do you think about their actions?
I condemn their actions. I don't believe I don't believe violence is the solution. I don't believe attacking random people is going to fix anything, whether they're, women or men. I do think that the reason why they committed those actions was probably because of out of desperation or out of, mental problems that probably could have been prevented had the right support was in their community, in their household. If people, saw what they were posting and saw what they were experiencing in life and did something to help them.
Was there like a pivotal moment in your life, like a straw that broke the metaphorical camel's back?
It's constant years of rejection, no matter who the person was, constant years of rejection in other aspects of my life. It did kind of push me towards more, I suppose, radical beliefs, but I suppose they're only like radical, but they're more just old beliefs, really.
No, it sounds like I had another metaphor like death by 1,000 cuts. It's not like one pivotal moment, but it sounds like a bunch of.
How can I say this? I don't think it's a radical belief. I think it's more conservative, more than radical. I don't know.
Things built up over time.
Yeah. One of the common criticisms about the incel community is that you feel entitled to sex or intimacy. Do you believe that you deserve sex or intimacy from a woman?
I think everybody at some level deserves someone
he's right.
Someone
about
that loves
this.
them and respects them, as long as you are also loving and respectful towards that person. They're an equal. You're not like seeking someone beyond yourself. You don't have like too high standards, I suppose.
Yeah,
If
my
you
man,
can
he's
tell the
making
world
sense,
about
okay?
something about being incel that
He's making
that
a
may
lot of
not be in the
sense.
internet or that's overlooked heavily, what would it be?
I don't know. I think it's mostly that most of the men are not inherently bad people. A lot of them are just lonely. They just need some help, really.
Okay.
True.
Would you say that there's anything that other people can do to help guide or to support or?
The lonely person in your class or the lonely person in your workplace, maybe he's an incel and he's not letting you know, he's just kind of afraid he wants someone positive. Just be nice,
he's
say
so
hi,
right about this.
try and make friends with him. You don't have to date him. You don't have to.
You don't know. You have no idea how simple "How are you doing?" or "What's up, dude?" can make a difference to someone.
Whatever, just brighten up someone lonely's day, I suppose.
Okay, noted. Thank you.
You don't want to be an incel?
No.
Why not?
Well, I mean, it's part of the whole involuntarily thing. I mean, you want